What is up, everybody, and welcome to the latest and the greatest of the Blue Brothers Sportscast. I'm Caleb, and with me, as always, is... Well, usually Brandon is with me, but actually there are several changes that are going to be happening with the show this year, and we're going to start off with that one. A big shout out to Brandon for hanging out with me and hosting with me for the past several years. We are actually working on another project together, and so he is going to be focusing on that one, and that is actually Rock Video Rental. If anybody's interested in movie and TV review podcasts, that is there, and you can check that out. Thanks again, Brandon, for hosting with me. And so I will be getting into some of the other changes here momentarily. But the Michigan football season is upon us. Woo! That's right. If you are not excited about this as much as we are, then you might be listening to the wrong show. Michigan is coming off their best season since 2003. So that's got to get you pumped up for the 2022 season. Now, a couple quick things before we jump into the sports content. We got to talk about those few changes coming to the show. The next thing to mention then is all that you see here, video content. So normally this has been a podcast that has strictly been audio. There have been a couple special episodes that we've done that have had video content, but for the 2022 season, it is going to be video episodes, which will also be converted to audio for a podcast. But there's going to be some special content each week, including video segments. So you might not want to miss it. The other thing that's going to be different that has been a long-standing tradition on the show is that we are actually doing away with our voicemail system. I know. It has really just kind of lost its interest with a lot of our following over the past couple of years. It was one of our strongest points. I mean, let's face it. The point of the show is real talk, real fans. So we love getting people's voicemails, but it's really dropped off in the past couple of years. So unless there is a big surge of people requesting that it gets brought back, for the time being, that is going to be removed. A big shout out to our most consistent caller, Steven. We always appreciate your phone calls and your feedback and input on Michigan football. We are still, of course, going to be commenting and sharing people's input. So leave your replies, send your tweets, make your comments, and we will be including some of those on a weekly basis. So don't miss out there. And with that, let's talk about football. It seems like ages since Michigan football, but here we are, 2022, a mere 2 weeks away. And so the preseason polls have actually already come out. If you haven't seen them, the coaches poll has Michigan ranked at number 6. And then they fall a little further in the AP poll, being ranked number 8. So we've got 2 questions for you here this week. I keep saying we, but I realize that's just me. So the first of our 2 questions this week is, do you agree with either of those rankings? If you don't, where do you feel Michigan should be ranked? I'm going to throw in my 2 cents here on just sharing that for teams that make the college football playoff, for them to remain in the top 4 the following season is sometimes rare. Every team loses key offensive players and key defensive players, but it's really the ones that consistently make the playoffs that stay in the top 4 after previously been in the playoff. So you're talking about like Alabama, you're talking about Clemson a few years ago, Georgia has been doing it lately, and then of course OSU has been performing at a high level as well. So for Michigan to fall out of the top 4 is not surprising to me. I'll probably share my feedback on exactly where I think they should be ranked next week when we discuss some people's feedback. Question number 2 then is going to be talking about Michigan's regular season record. We always love doing people's predictions and hearing people's thoughts on what they think the regular season record will be. It's certainly going to be an interesting 2022 season, so I'd love to hear everybody's feedback. Share that with us, and we might be sharing your feedback in next week's episode. So that's it for the first episode of the 2022 Michigan football season here before it kicks off. Super excited to get the Blue Brothers Sportscast going again. Hope you all have been doing well. Thank you for hanging out. And until next time, go Blue.